I am actually talking about the same servant I talked about like a week ago. I am actually having to re-review this. The old video is just gonna be unlisted. I'm not deleting it when it's like this reason. So, we're talking about Nero again. It feels like I've talked about her 3 times already this year. That's what it feels like. I probably didn't do the video in January. I think I was already planning to make it for this month. Alright. So, Umu, character that gets all the costumes, gets multiple different events just about her. I mean, she was pretty sick in the arcade collab. I haven't read it, but like all the stuff I've seen looks pretty good. Base attack. Pretty good for a Saber. Or a 4-star in general, actually. Above 9k and you're looking pretty good. HP also not that bad. It's not super high, but it's not bad. Star weight, star gen, these are normal Saber numbers. 0.84% on MP charge. They pretty much just copied Artoria's deck, but gave her a better extra attack. That's really how you need to think about Nero and her base card performance. Artoria just with a better extra attack, and that's about it. So, first skill was buffed a while ago. They gave it a battery. Arts buff if you're on water side or city. And really, they're not common, but they're not uncommon either. Like water side, like you literally need to see water in the background, like a river or something, and then city, just background, you see a city. Like, they're not the most common. Like forest, I think, is more common for farming. But that's just my opinion. It's just based on the nodes you farm. So there are some nodes where Nero like legitimately actually might be able to arts loop somewhat effectively. And I have to preface that somewhat. I have to preface that so much because like I cannot test this. I don't have Nero on JP, and like my Nero on NA is not maxed out enough to even think about trying this right now. I need lures, I need money, I need all the stuff. Second skill is Imperial Privilege, and this is what they buffed. I'm surprised, but also not at the same time, because they have buffed Imperial Privilege before, but they don't ever mess with the percentages. These are always static. But the way they buff it, they always treat it like the skill is just the heal. They don't really care about this part. They see it as buffing a heal that sometimes can do stuff. Because if you don't have Ozymandias, this is still 60%. It's still barely better than a coin flip. How do you balance a skill around it not working most of the time fully? You give it actual effects. 30% arts buff for 3 turns and 10 stars per turn. The 10 stars is guaranteed. You do not have to level a skill for it. Honestly, this is the best option to fix Imperial Privilege. Give it a static effect. This helps out Nero so goddamn much. Before this arts buff, Nero was sitting at like 1500 maybe. He was not hitting good damage for a Saber, or a 4-star Saber. Like, consistently out damaged by Jason. Like, even now, even now an MP5 Jason is going to hit harder than a Nero, especially after Jason gets more than 1 MP, especially if you have Jason leveled. But this is the gap Jason's not overcoming without serious levels, like serious investment for like to be MP1 Nero with everything off. This damage here from like just having another arts buff, like consistently having an arts buff, puts her like around these 5 stars. It takes her from like barely 1-star damage like having this buff and then having Imperial Privilege and being on water side, it takes it from 15,000 to nearly doubling it. Probably, maybe even past doubling. I don't remember Nero's old numbers off the top of my head. This is such a good buff for her because it makes her not getting this not nearly as bad. You still want to try to get Imperial Privilege like working. You still want this, but it's not as hard. This isn't a dead skill nearly as much as it usually is. So buff to Imperial Privilege like this, always a good thing. But I always want Imperial Privilege to be secured over anything else. I'd rather get this guaranteed 44 attack buff. But what can you do? Third skill, they need to buff this. This cooldown is just too long. Like, granted, this is strong 3 times 5 turns but it's on a 10 turn. Doman gets 2 guts and his is on a 7, and it also gives, it's either 40%, you can give 40% attack to chaotic evil or 100% crit damage. Or like, and his like is on the same cooldown as other just battle continuations. She doesn't even get that much HP, and she has like and she still has the 5 turn restriction. Like, why is this 10? The guts doesn't do anything else. Debuff resistance 15%, riding 8% quick. Mana loading, if you want to try to get Nero to farm, I don't recommend it, but she can do it. She is technically AoE arts with a 30% battery and a 50% card buff if you're on city or water side. If you can brute force it, go ahead and try. I would not recommend it. And I'm pretty sure you need Oberon just for the raw battery. Pretty sure you need Oberon. It was not refunding that much. This is why. She's a one-hit MP. She has as much chance of refunding as Shuten Doji. If you are able to get Shuten to loop, you probably can get Umu to loop, because Umu looping is technically easier. And this overcharges defense down for 1 turn. I'm gonna be real, Nero needs another MP buff. I would like Pierce defense, good. But the defense down is 1 turn. It's a 1-hit MP. Like, yes, this is a good skill, but like her MP literally is not doing much. Can't farm with it. It's not good for DPS because you don't have good cards after, especially because you're leading with an art, so you're not doing more damage. You would need to do buster card with someone, arts her MP, and then another buster card. So only the 1 buster card gets the defense down. Like, unless you're doing a mighty chain, in which case you can put a buster at the end. But yeah. On CE, arts performance up 15% while she is on the field. To me, Nero is a trophy servant. If you have Nero, you have the Umu. And that really is all a lot of people need. Like, I did not have any Nero for the longest time, even though I managed to pull it on someone's GSSR. So technically I have pulled every single version of Nero. Technically. Great character. This version just does not have the best gameplay. Praise RNGesus for a buff like this. She needed it, but she actually does need an MP upgrade. Or they just pull a waiver and just retroactively just fix this. But I truly think they're never gonna do something like waiver again, where they like literally remake the kit, and they're just going to like buff this again, fix the OC, and then also give it another effect. All right, that's it for me. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like, comment, sub, all that good YouTube stuff. I'm putting this at the end of the video because I'm really bad about selling out mid-video. So, thank you for watching.